Now the topic before us is Python and Visual Studio Code installation. Downloading Python and a code editor like Visual Studio Code is essential for learning and working with Python effectively. It means that if we want to learn Python effectively, it is necessary for us not only to install Python but also a code editor which may be PyCharm or a Visual Studio Code. Here we will be downloading Visual Studio Code. It is an essentially first step in your Python learning journey. Now the question arises, why should we install Python on our computer system? Python is an interpreted language. What it means? It means that if you write Python code, say it is in many lines, the Python interpreter will read the first line, it will translate the first line and give the instructions to the machine. Then when the execution of the first line is okay, then the Python interpreter will read the second line, translate it and translate it into machine code because our computer system or machine does not understand the Python language. Then the interpreter will accordingly give instructions to the machine, and this process goes on until the whole program is or all the lines are executed. This is the high level language, that is the Python, and we have written code in it, but the computer system or the machine, our machine computer system does not understand the high level language. So here comes the role of translator. Translator may be a compiler or an interpreter. If there is high level language like Java, C or C++, compiler will come into picture. If we are talking about Python code, that is the code is written in high level language, but the high level language is Python, then the interpreter will come into picture. When the code is written in Python, the interpreter will translate that code into machine code. That is, the machine understands only binary language. The interpreter will translate the code written in Python into the binary language or machine code, and then the machine will execute the instructions. So when the Python language is not understood by our computer system, it is necessary for us to install the Python installer. To install the Python, to install the Python interpreter in our computer system, we will have to download Python from the official website of Python, that is python.org. When you download the Python interpreter, when you download the Python, you not only get the Python interpreter, but also a comprehensive set of standard libraries. Now, what is the meaning of these libraries which we are talking about in Python? These standard libraries provide functionalities for common tasks like file handling, networking, math calculations. It means that in the standard libraries, there are codes for simple tasks such as which may be file handling, networking and math calculations. If we require in our program any math calculations or other works which are of common nature, then we can download, then we can use that codes in our programs. Though Python's standard library provides a good starting point, Python's true power lies in its external libraries. It means that though the Python's official website has standard libraries which provides us support for common tasks, but there are also external libraries which are available online in addition to the Python's official website. In case of complex problems or in case of other areas, if we require help such as web development, machine learning, artificial intelligence and much more, if we require these libraries, that is, we are here talking about the external libraries, not the standard library. The external libraries provide functionalities to tackle specialized tasks in various fields like web development, machine learning, and science computing. Now, we will also talk a little about Visual Studio Code. It is free and open source code editor. Visual Studio Code is a supercharged notepad for writing code. In earlier days, when we used to read in used to study in schools or colleges, we used to write on notepads. But now here we have to write codes for computers. So we cannot use that notebooks. So here we will be using Visual Studio Code for testing, for writing, testing, and running the Python code. Visual Studio Code highlights different parts of your codes in different colors, making it easier to read and understand. We will, when we will write our program in Visual Studio Code, you will see that when we are writing the program in Visual Studio Code, then the different colors appear on our screen, which convey the different meanings. We will definitely, when we will write our first program in Python language, we will show you what are the different types of colors which are being shown. As you write, Visual Studio Code suggests what you might type next, like a helpful friend finishing your sentence. It means that Visual Studio Code helps you in writing the code. And if while writing the code, if there is a problem, Visual Studio Code definitely pinpoints the problem, that if you are writing the wrong code, or if there is some problem with writing the code, there will be some red line or syntax error will appear, and it will definitely, Visual Studio Code will pinpoint the problem where it is, just like a detective finding clues. Now we will be downloading Python for Windows. So here we will open our search engine, which may be Google Chrome or Yahoo or any other on your computer system. Now here we will write Python download. Here you will see that python.org download. Here you will click. Here you will see on the screen that here it is written in yellow, Python download Python 3.12.3. This is the latest version for Windows. You will click it. Here you will see that Python has been downloaded. You will click it. You will here see that here you will see two check boxes. You will click them. Then you will install now. Click on install now. Then OK. The Python is being installed on your computer system. It will take a few seconds. This is the official website of Python, python.org. We have to download Python from this site only. Now the setup is in progress and it will finish very soon. Now you can see that the setup has been successful. You can close it. Now we will download Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio download. Here you will click on code.visualstudio.com download. Here you will see that here you are seeing Windows. You will click on it. You will see that the process of downloading Visual Studio has started. Download is in progress. It may take a few seconds. Here we are downloading Visual Studio for Windows. Here you will click it. And you will click on the first Visual VS Code user setup. Here you will have to accept the agreement. Scroll down. Next. Again next. Next. You will check all these boxes. Then next. Then install. Now the Microsoft Visual Studio Code is being installed on the computer system. Now you will see that Visual Studio Code has been installed. You will click on finish. Now you will see that this is the Visual Studio Code which has been installed on your computer system, and we have been able to install not only Python but also the Visual Studio Code. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.